She was invisible. A cleaner paid to scrub the floors of the palace, a ghost in the halls of power. He was the prince of that palace, the arrogant, cold, and powerful Vincent Riley, a man who saw her as less than dust. But what happens when the man who holds all the power publicly humiliates the one person he should be protecting? What happens when he tells her she is worthless? Not knowing she is the king's secret daughter, we've all felt overlooked, that we've all felt invisible. But this story. This story is different. This is a shocking tale of a secret identity, a romance born from cruelty, and a plot twist that will shake a kingdom to its core. The drama you are about to see is a life-changing emotional roller coaster. We're talking a humiliated cleaner, a hidden secret princess, and a man who will have to choose between his pride and his redemption. Stick with us, because the surprise at the end of this love story will prove that destiny has a wicked sense of humor. If you believe that true love can be found in the most unexpected places, like this video. Comment "I'm ready" if you want to see her get her justice. And subscribe. Because this story is just getting started. It's a funny thing, destiny. It often hides in the quietest corners, doesn't it? Take the grand, sprawling palace, a place of echoing marble floors and ancient portraits that just seem to know everything. Drifting through these halls is Hannah Dixon, almost invisible in her simple cleaner uniform. She's just part of the furniture, paid to erase the tracks of the powerful. But hey, erase the kicker. This unassuming woman, Hannah, holds a life-changing truth. She is, though not a single soul knows it, the king's secret daughter. A secret identity born from a hidden love story, just waiting for the right moment to ignite. And then there's Vincent Riley. Oh, Vincent. He's the absolute opposite of invisible. He's a walking storm of cold power, the royal family's right-hand man, a self-made prince of industry and influence. He doesn't just walk, he commands the very air he breathes. A man wrapped in entitled luxury. He sees the world in assets, threats, and well, that's pretty much it. Empathy, that's a weakness he figures he can't afford, especially not for the staff. He is, in essence, the walking embodiment of privilege, utterly oblivious to the real drama unfolding right under his nose. The collision was bound to happen, wasn't it? The unstoppable force meeting the invisible object. It went down in the grand ballroom. Hannah Dixon, just trying to do her job, accidentally bumps into him. A tiny mistake. A spilled tray. A shocking, breath-holding silence. Vincent Riley, instead of just brushing it off, decides to make an example of her. Wow. He unleashes this incredibly cold torrent of fury, his voice cutting the silence. He calls her clumsy, inept, and utterly worthless, right there, in front of everyone. Hannah Dixon just stands there, completely humiliated. This wasn't just a boss telling off an employee, this was a public execution of dignity. He made the moment deeply emotional, a spectacle of power designed to put everyone in their place. Of course, Vincent has no idea he's scorning royalty. He's busy tearing down the one living link to a true love the king once knew. The irony is just staggering. He is berating the secret princess of the entire palace. He sees a cleaner, he doesn't see the bloodline. What's the one word that pops into your head to describe Vincent's attitude right now? Hannah, to her credit, doesn't cry. Not right there. She just nods, her dignity shredded, hands shaking as she quietly cleans the mess. She just takes it. Because what else can she do? He's Vincent Riley. This moment, this shocking display of cruelty, settles deep in her heart. It's a drama that reinforces her place in the world, unseen, unheard, and disposable. But the seeds of change are funny things. This very act of being humiliated is the first domino in a romance and redemption story nobody could ever see coming. You see, this incident wasn't just a random conflict, it was the story drawing its battle lines. It establishes the two poles of this heart-touching though currently heartbreaking narrative. On one side, you have Hannah Dixon, living a life of quiet, dignified service. On the other, Vincent, wrapped in a world of cold, sterile luxury. These two worlds aren't just different, they are fundamentally at odds. And the palace itself is the stage for this unlikely love story, even if it's starting with pure contempt. The gulf between them seems impossibly wide. This is the very definition of a plot twist waiting to happen. The arrogance of Vincent Riley is the catalyst. He thinks he's just disciplining a lowly cleaner, but he has actually just insulted the king's secret daughter. He has set in motion a life-changing chain of events. He's humiliated the one person who holds the secret identity that could unravel his entire world. The palace has its secrets, and he just kicked the hornet's nest. Destiny is officially paying attention now, and it has a wicked sense of humor. Let's really paint this picture, shall we? Hannah Dixon's life is a masterpiece of quiet service that her world is defined by the smell of lemon polish and beeswax, the sound of her own soft footsteps in vast, empty halls. She is the first to arrive at the palace, long before the king or any noble stirs. She finds a strange, solitary peace in her cleaner role, a world away from the glittering drama of the court. Her existence is about making things pristine, about being invisible, about leaving no trace. It's a humble life, but it's hers. Vincent Riley's world, by contrast, doesn't wake up, it activates. His alarm isn't a gentle chime, it's the buzz of the global stock market opening on his phone. His world is cold, hard data, black coffee, and suits that cost more than Hannah's yearly salary. He moves through the palace not as a home, but as a headquarters. He is the unofficial prince of this domain. His power absolute. Luxury to him isn't comfort, it's a tool, a weapon, a sterile barrier between himself and the little people like Hannah. The drama isn't just in their bank accounts, it's in their very souls. Hannah Dixon moves through the palace with a gentle touch, straightening a painting here, polishing a forgotten railing there. She cares for the building. Vincent moves through it with purpose, his sharp footsteps echoing, seeing only strategies, assets, and potential threats. He doesn't see the palace, he sees a fortress to be managed. This contrast is the entire engine of the coming love story, though right now, it feels more like a tragedy. Hannah's world is small, but it's rich with emotional texture. She knows the names of the other servants, their worries, their small joys. She shares her meager lunch with a stray cat that lives near the kitchens. This heart-touching simplicity is her strength. Vincent's world is vast, spanning continents, but it is utterly sterile.
He knows portfolios, not people. He manages alliances, not friendships. He wouldn't just ignore a stray cat head, likely have it removed as a security risk. This chasm between them is the whole point. It's the setup for the ultimate plot twist. The narrative is showing us pure, unadulterated integrity living in the shadows, while cold, calculated ambition walks in the sun. Hannah, the secret princess, lives the life of a pauper, while Vincent, the powerful commoner, acts like a king. That's a shocking inversion of their true stations, all orchestrated by the hidden hand of destiny. The stage is set for a life-changing revelation. Look at the palace itself. It's two different places for Hannah. It's a job, but also a place of wonder, a quiet sanctuary. She respects its history. For Vincent Riley, it's a chessboard. He sees the king as a powerful piece to protect, the nobles as pawns, and staff like the cleaner as, well, they're not even on the board. He has humiliated Hannah because, in his mind, she simply doesn't register as a human being. This gap is about to become his entire redemption arc. It's the classic tale, really the cleaner with the secret identity versus the cold-hearted prince. But this story has a surprise waiting. The romance won't blossom from shared interests. It will be forged in the fire of conflict. The secret daughter is currently invisible, but her quiet dignity is a ticking time bomb. Vincent's world of cold luxury is about to be shattered by the one person he believed was less than nothing. And boy, is it going to be satisfying to watch to Vincent Riley. Time is a commodity, and he is a very, very busy man. He is preoccupied with royal duties, which for him means negotiating trade deals, managing the king's finances, and sniffing out political threats. And he moves through the palace corridors like a torpedo in a tailored suit. And in this high-stakes drama, people like Hannah Dixon are simply obstacles. She is a blur in the corner of his eye, the cleaner polishing the banister he grips on his way to a meeting. He doesn't just overlook her, he actively dismisses her. At a shocking level of condescension that she happens to be in his path. He won't walk around her hellstop, clear his throat with an impatient humph, and wait for her to scurry out his way. He treats her like a piece of faulty equipment, an animated dust mop. This isn't just him being busy, it's a conscious reinforcement of the hierarchy. He is the prince of this domain, and she is nothing. The fact that she's a secret princess is the universe's best-kept joke to Hannah, of course, is used to it. She's perfected the art of invisibility. She can sense a superior like Vincent Riley approaching from a hallway, and she flattens herself against the wall, eyes down, heart pounding. She knows the rules. Don't make eye contact. Don't speak unless spoken. Just be invisible. She has been humiliated by him before, and she has no desire for a repeat performance. Her secret identity is buried so deep. Even she doesn't know it exists. She just knows she's a cleaner. The irony is delicious. Vincent spends his days protecting the king and the palace from external threats. all while treating the king's own secret daughter with utter contempt. He's so focused on the big picture that he misses the most life-changing detail. Right in front of him, this romance isn't even a spark, yet it's just oil and water he sees her, when he bothers to see her at all, as a potential weakness, a loose end, a security lapse. He doesn't see the heart-touching soul right there. It's a pattern. Hell be in a tense discussion on the phone, pacing, and Hannah will be quietly emptying his trash to Hell toss a crumpled memo toward the bin, without even looking, missing, and then gesture impatiently for her to pick it up. He doesn't say thank you. He doesn't even acknowledge the act. It's this casual, daily degradation that builds an emotional wall between them. He has no idea that every time he dismisses her, he's digging his own grave, piling up the sins Hell need redemption for. This isn't just a setup for a love story, it's a setup for a profound plot twist. Vincent Riley prides himself on seeing everything, knowing every angle, controlling every outcome, but he is blind utterly. Completely blind. His arrogance is his Achilles heel. He's preoccupied with royal duties, but he's failing the most important one, protecting the king's bloodline. That Destiny is just sitting back, watching this unfold, probably eating popcorn. Then so the drama continues. The cleaner remains invisible. The powerful prince remains oblivious. He passes her in the hall, his mind on treaties, while she, the secret princess, clutches her dustpan and holds her breath. He doesn't know that this invisible woman will soon become the only thing in the world that matters, the key to his own humanity. Wow, the fall is going to be spectacular. Destiny has a flair for the dramatic, doesn't it? One afternoon, Hannah Dixon is assigned to the Red Library, a room Vincent often uses for not sensitive meetings. She's just doing her job. This quiet cleaner, sweeping the antique rug, a careless noble, flushed with wine and self-importance, rushes out, dropping a crested folder. Oops, Hannah finds it tucked under the leg of a heavy desk. It's clearly a sensitive state document. Her heart stops. This is drama. She wants no part of it. She could adjust. Without left it, she could have read it. Thing about that, the king's secret daughter, holding a state secret. What a plot twist that would be. But that's not Hannah. Her integrity is absolutely. She doesn't peek. She doesn't even breathe on it. She just knows this thing is dangerous and doesn't belong here. Her only thought is to fix it. So she takes the document, bypasses the main staff, and slides anonymously into the overnight drop box at the main palace security office. No note, no name, just a simple, heart-touching act of integrity. But hair race to rub Vincent Riley finds out that, of course, he does the security flags, the anonymous return. Vincent sees the camera footage grainy, low-angle shot of cleaner. He doesn't even recognize her as Hannah at first, slipping the folder into the slot, and his mind doesn't go to integrity. Oh, no, that his mind, cynical and conditioned, goes straight to threat. Why was she in the Red Library? Why hide her face? Why return anonymously? This isn't integrity, it's a shocking breach to him. This is a calculated move. He misinterprets her simple honesty as cunning, he thinks. She read it, she copied it. She's returning it to look innocent. This anonymous act, meant to avoid drama, is seen by Vincent as the opening move in a game of espionage. He's convinced the cleaner is playing him, and it makes his blood run cold. He's furious, not at the noble who lost it, but at the servant who found it. He sees the secret princess as a potential spy. This is a pivotal moment in their love story, even though it feels like the opposite. Vincent's suspicion is now piqued. He now sees Hannah Dixon not as a person, but as a person of interest. He pulls her file. Hannah Dixon, the cleaner, no family. It's also blank to blank. His mind starts building a narrative, a secret identity for her that is far from the truth. He's preparing for a battle, while she's just worried about finishing her shift. The stage is set for a life-changing misunderstanding. Hannah's good deed, her pure redemption of the noble's mistake, has put a target on her back. Vincent, the self-proclaimed prince of the palace, is now hunting a ghost. He sees her quiet dignity as a mask, her humility as a clever disguise. He's so wrapped up in his own world of spies and secrets that he can't recognize simple goodness. When it stares in the face, the emotional gap between them widens into a canyon. She performs an act of profound loyalty to the king and the palace, and in response, Vincent Riley is about to unleash hell. He's convinced she's a threat, and he's going to treat her as such. This plot twist is masterful. Her best quality, her integrity, is about to be used as the very weapon that will get her humiliated and cast out to man. You just can't make this stuff up. But in any grand palace, there are always snakes in the garden. And this one is named Lady Evangeline. She's ambitious, sharp-edged, and has her sights set firmly on one prize, Vincent Riley. She wants his power, his influence, and his name. She sees Vincent's newfound, suspicious interest in this. Nothing. This cleaner, he's watching Hannah Dixon, and that Evangeline cannot abide jealousy is a powerful, emotional motivator. And it's about to spark a shocking drama, so the rival craft a nasty little plot twist. It's simple, really, that a piece of jewelry, an expensive, recognizable earring goes missing from her guest's suite shortly after it's been cleaned. Gee, I wonder who did it. Evangeline makes a huge scene. She doesn't just report it, she wails. She insists it was that mousy cleaner, the one she saw lingering in the hallway. She knows exactly which buttons to press to get Vincent's attention. She's framing Hannah not just for theft, but for being the threat Vincent already suspects she is. Vincent Riley hears the accusation, and for him, it's confirmation that the suspicious cleaner who returned the document, now she's a thief. Click. It all makes sense in his cynical mind. This isn't a love story, it's an internal affairs investigation. He doesn't question the rival. Why would he? She's one of them. To Hannah is the outsider. He feels a cold fury, not just at the theft, but at the audacity he feels. Humiliated, Vincent Riley, almost fell for a quiet act. He doesn't investigate quietly. He doesn't pull Hannah aside. He confronts her publicly again. This time, it's in the main servant hall during shift change. Everyone is there. He strides in, the rival clutching his arm. Feigning distress, he points a finger at Hannah Dixon and accuses her, his voice booming. Where is it? He demands the jewelry you stole. It's a harsh, brutal, public confrontation, designed to break her. He wants to see the spy drop her secret identity mask. Hannah is completely, utterly blindsided. She stands there, her world tilting, humiliated all over again. But this time, it's worse. This isn't an accident. It's an accusation that I don't know what you're talking about. She stammers, her voice barely a whisper. The rival sneers. Of course she'd say that. The other servants just stare, terrified. Backing away from her, she is utterly alone, facing the cold wrath of the prince of the palace. This is a peak of injustice. Here is the secret princess, the king's secret daughter, being framed for petty theft. And her accuser is the very man sworn to protect the throne. The drama is thick enough to cut with a knife to Vincent. Riley, in his quest to root out a non-existent threat, is being played like a fiddle by a jealous noble. He thinks he's in control, but he's just a puppet in Evangeline's emotional little play. He demands a search her locker. Now he wants to make an example of her. He wants to prove his instinct for a right. This shocking display of power is all about his ego. He is about to tear Hannah Dixon's life apart over a lie. And he's doing it with righteous, cold fury. He has no idea that destiny is watching, and the plot twist is about to turn right back on him. This act is the beginning of his redemption. But first, it's his greatest sin. This is it, the moment of truth. They're in the staff room, but her locker is open. Vincent Riley is standing there, arms crossed, exuding cold authority. The rival is smirking. And then nothing. Now, of course, there's nothing, but the rival is quick. She must have hidden it, or passed it to an accomplice. But hair race with a plot twist really begins. Everyone expected the cleaner to crumble, to weep, to confess to something she didn't do. But Hannah Dixon doesn't. She's humiliated. Yes, she's terrified. Absolutely, but she's not broken. She squares her small shoulders and looks not at Vincent, but at the head of security. Her voice is quiet, but it doesn't shake. That I never entered Lady Evangeline's suite. She says that I was cleaning the West Wing gallery all morning. You can check the logs. You can check the palace security cameras. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't get hysterical. She just states the facts. It's a shocking display of quiet, logical dignity. She is defending herself with irrefutable truth. Be honest. If you were Vincent, wouldn't that throw you? He expected tears. He expected a drama. He did not expect a calm, logical defense. He hates that he's impressed the head of security, looking uncomfortable, radios a control room. That a long, tense silence. And then the reply comes over the radio, crackling for all to hear, confirmed. Cleaner Dixon was in the West Wing gallery. From 800 to 11:30, she couldn't have done it. She is innocent. The emotional temperature in the room shifts. The rival's face goes pale. The other servants once fearful. Now look at Hannah with a new respect. Hannah Dixon just stands there, vindicated, but still trembling, her secret identity as a person of strength revealed, and Vincent. Oh, Vincent! He is rocked. He just publicly humiliated an innocent woman. He looks at Hannah, really looks at her, and he doesn't see a spy. He sees a woman of profound, heart-touching dignity. This is the first crack in his armor. The very first seed of doubt about his own character, his own judgment, is planted. He misread her that completely. He was so sure. He dismisses everyone curtly, his voice clipped. He can't even look at Hannah. He mumbles something about the earring being misplaced and stalks off, the rival scrambling after him. But the damage is done not to Hannah, but to Vincent's own unshakable self-confidence. This moment is the pivot. The romance doesn't start here, but the awareness does. He's seen something life-changing integrity under fire. He, the prince of the palace, was wrong. The lowly cleaner was right. This plot twist is internal, but it's massive. He's beginning to suspect that his entire worldview, the one where the powerful are right and the weak are deceitful, might be fundamentally flawed. His journey to redemption has just begun, and it starts with this deep, unsettling, shamed Hannah Dixon, the secret princess. Just won her first battle. She didn't use power or status or the king's name. She used the only thing she had, the truth. And in the cold, hard world of Vincent Riley, the truth just hit like a cannonball. He is, for the first time in his life, completely and utterly baffled, and that, right there, is where destiny starts to reel in that seed of doubt. It's not just planted, it's sprouting that Vincent Riley is a man who trusts data, and his data on Hannah Dixon is now hopelessly corrupted. So he starts to. Watched not as a predator hunting a spy, but as an intrigued scientist who's just seen an impossible result. He starts observing her when she's not aware. He wants to know who this woman really is. He's still cynical, of course, but he's also curious, and that curiosity is the first step toward a love story. He gets his answer a few days later. He's walking through a service corridor, and he hears a sound crying. He stops, annoyed, but then he sees her, Hannah Dixon. She's kneeling on the floor next to a young kitchen maid, a boy, really, who is sitting on the floor, head in his hands, and a huge tray of priceless porcelain is shattered all around him. The boy is terrified, sobbing that he'll be fired, that his family will starve. It's a heart-touching, raw moment of pure drama. Vincent hangs back, hidden in the shadows, expecting the cleaner to scold the boy or just walk away. It's not her mess. After all, instead, he watches, stunned, as Hannah Dixon does the exact opposite. She puts a hand on the boy's shoulder, and she speaks to him softly. Her voice an emotional balm. She tells him it's okay, that accidents happened. Then she starts helping him pick up the pieces, assuring him she will take the blame, that she says she bumped into him by accident. That is selfless, life-changing lie to protect someone else. Wow, this just does not compute for Vincent Riley, that his entire world is transactional. People only do things for gain. This cleaner, who is nothing, is willingly offering to take a shocking punishment, certainly a dock pay, possibly dismissal for someone else, a selfless act. It directly contradicts a cynical, jaded view of the world. He's watching the secret princess act more noble than anyone he knows in the royal court. He's profoundly moved, though had never admitted. This heart-touching scene is a plot twist for his soul. Had humiliated this woman, had accused her of being a thief, and here she is, showing a depth of kindness and redemption he didn't think was possible. He sees her comfort the boy, help him to his feet, and send him on his way before starting to clean the mess herself. She had no idea she was being watched by the prince of the palace. Vincent just walks away, his mind reeling. The data is now clear. Hannah Dixon is not a spy. She's not a thief. She is good, a genuinely good person. This surprise is more unsettling than any corporate espionage. It means his judgment was not just wrong, it was spectacularly wrong, that the king's secret daughter is, in fact, the kindest person in the entire palace, and has been her chief tormentor. This observation is the true beginning of the romance, not a romance of flowers and whispers, but a romance of profound, earth-shattering respect. He is seeing her secret identity for the first time, not the princess, but the person, and it shakes him to his very core. He's starting to see that his world of cold luxury is a prison, and this simple cleaner holds the key. But old habits die hard, don't they? Vincent Riley is intrigued. Yes, he's moved, but he's still a cynic. He's seen her kindness, but his logical mind screams, everyone has a price. He needs one last test to break the tie. It's a bit of a drama queen move, really, but it's the only way his analytical brain works. He needs to know of her integrity. Holds up when the stakes are personal. This is the last gasp of the cold-hearted prince he used to be. So he stages it. He accidentally leaves a very valuable, very untraceable Itima solid gold case watch, a personal gift from a foreign dignitary in a private study. He knows only Hannah Dixon is scheduled to clean. He's not even subtle. He leaves it right on the desk, gleaming. Then he goes to the palace security room and cues up the live feed. He watches, his heart pounding for reasons he can't explain. This, he thinks, will confirm everything. Hannah enters the room. She's just a cleaner doing her job. She dusts the shelves. She empties the bin. Then she sees it, the watch, as she stops. Dead in her tracks, Vincent leans in, his eyes glued to the monitor. He expects her to hesitate, to look around, to glance at the door, to slip it into her pocket. Come on. His cynical side whispers, show me who you really are. This emotional tension is a real nail-biter. And what does Hannah Dixon do? She doesn't hesitate. She doesn't look at the door. She doesn't even touch it with her bare hands. She pulls a clean dusting cloth from her apron, carefully picks up the watch, and immediately walks out of the room. She goes straight to the nearest security checkpoint and turns in. I found this in Mr. Riley's study. She says simply, he must have forgotten it. And she walks away to no fanfare, no self-congratulation, just that integrity. Boom. Vincent Riley is shamed, utterly and completely shamed. He's not just wrong, he's an ass. He tested an innocent woman who has already proven herself, and she passed with flying colors. Not even though it was a test, he feels small. Vincent Riley, the man who runs a palace, just tried to bait a minimum wage cleaner into thievery, and she responded with more class than he's ever possessed. This is a life-changing moment of self-loathing. His redemption arc just took a shocking turn. He's not just intrigued by her anymore, he's in awe of her. This heart-touching display of simple honesty is the final nail in the coffin of his cynicism. He sees his own drama and manipulation for what it is ugly, and he sees her, the secret princess, for what she is pure. This love story is finally taking root, born from his shame and her unshakable character. He realizes he doesn't just want to understand her, he wants to be worthy of her. This is a plot twist he never saw coming. The prince has just been schooled by the cleaner. He's humiliated, not by her, but by himself, and destiny is finally ready to make its next move, because a man who was blind can finally see, just as Vincent's world is tilting on its axis, just as his redemption is beginning. The rival strikes again. That Lady Evangeline is no fool. She sees the way Vincent Riley's gaze now follows that filthy cleaner. His suspicion is gone, replaced by something else, something soft, and that she really cannot tolerate. If a simple theft accusation didn't work, she needs a shocking, undeniable plot twist. She needs to destroy Hannah Dixon for good. She goes for the jugular, not Vincent's heart, but his greatest fear is family's legacy. She knows he's not just a prince of the palace, he's a prince of industry. She fabricated a new lie, a masterpiece of drama. She doesn't just accuse Hannah of theft, she accuses her of high-stakes corporate espionage. She suggests Hannah is a plant, a spy, put there by their biggest corporate rival to ruin his family's business, which is deeply tied to the king. And this time, she brings proof that she's professional, that she has forged evidence bank transfers to an offshore account in Hannah's name, coded emails easily faked from a burner phone, security intel suggesting Hannah Dixon isn't her real name. It's all a lie, but it's a convincing one that is designed to hit every single one of Vincent's paranoid buttons. It's a life-changing accusation. She presents this evidence to Vincent with a heart-touching performance of her own. She's not a jealous rival. She's a concerned friend of Vincent. I'm so worried. She coos, her face a mask of emotional distress. I found this. I think she's been playing all of us. I think she's dangerous. She's feeding him a narrative that validates his original, cynical worldview. She's telling him, you were right to be suspicious. You were wrong to go soft. And Vincent, damn it, he buys it. It's the false defeat that his newfound respect for Hannah is still fragile. This shocking evidence is too compelling, too specific to praise on his deepest insecurities, the kindness he saw, the watch she returned. It must have been a long con to a secret identity to gain his trust. He feels sick. He feels humiliated all over again, this time for being a fool to his love story. No, his redemption. And it all goes up in smoke. His cynicism comes roaring back, tenfold. He doesn't question the evidence. He doesn't investigate. He is blinded by what he believes is a profound, personal betrayal. The drama he's been looking for is finally here. And it's worse than he imagined. He thinks Hannah Dixon, the cleaner, is a corporate spy who has been methodically tearing his life apart. His heart, which had just started to thaw, freezes over. Harder than ever, the plot twist is brutal. The rival has won. Vincent is convinced he's not just angry, he is consumed by a cold, righteous fury. He is going to make her pay. He is going to expel this parasite from the palace and his life. He is about to make the biggest mistake of his life, all because he trusted the snake instead of the secret princess. This is it, the re-engagement hook. The lowest point, Vincent Riley is now a man on fire, fueled by the proof of Hannah's betrayal. He doesn't delegate this to, oh, no, this is personal. He finds her corners. Here in a deserted hallway, the palace is quiet. This drama is for an audience of two. Hannah Dixon sees him approaching, sees the shocking look on his face, and her blood turns to ice. This isn't the intrigued, almost gentle man she had started to see. This is a prince of darkness. Return. He doesn't just fire her, he destroys her. His voice is quiet, which makes it all the more cruel. I know who you are. He seethes. I know what you've been doing. Hannah, completely baffled, can only whisper, "What?" But he's not listening. He is on a monologue of emotional cruelty. He calls her a spy, a liar, a parasite. He tells her that her little kindness act was pathetic and transparent. He, Vincent Riley, has been humiliated by her very presence. He calls for security, right then and there, not to escort her to an office, but to escort her out. Get her out of my sight. He commands. Pack her things. She is banned from the palace. He has her cruelly dismissed, not with paperwork, but with guards. It's a life-changing moment of trauma. And as the guards take her arms, Hannah finally breaks. Tears stream down her face, tears of confusion and terror. Please, I didn't do anything, she pleads. And this is where Vincent delivers a final, heart-touching or rather, heart-stopping blow. He leans in close, his voice a venomous whisper. You are worthless, he tells her, his eyes filled with ice. You are a cleaner from the gutter, and you will never belong here. You will never belong anywhere. Wow. He didn't just fire her, he tried to erase her very soul. He's projecting his own feeling of being fooled, his own humiliation onto her. He watches as they drag her away, a sobbing, broken mess. For a moment, he feels a flicker of something. Her heartbroken expression is wrong, but he shoves it down. He has to be right. This is justice. This is redemption for his own stupidity. He has saved the palace. He has protected the king. He has defeated the enemy. He feels utterly empty. He just told his true love, though he doesn't know it, that she is worthless. This plot twist is devastating. Hannah Dixon, the secret daughter of the king, has been thrown out of her own home by the man she was just maybe starting to see as human. She has been humiliated in the most profound way possible. She has lost her job, her home, and her dignity. She has nothing. This is the absolute bottom. The false defeat is complete. Vincent Riley turns and walks back to his sterile, luxurious office. The prince of a kingdom he just poisoned. He thinks he's won, but he's just lost everything. The drama is over, he thinks. But the real emotional story, the romance, it's about to be triggered by this very act of cruelty. Destiny is about to play its trump card. But this drama had an audience. A secret, silent, and royal audience. The king. He hadn't just been idly curious about this cleaner, who looked so much like her. He had been secretly watching Hannah Dixon from afar for months, his heart aching. Had confirmed it. This was his secret daughter, the living, breathing legacy of his one true love. He was just waiting, trying to find the courage, the right life-changing moment to bridge the gap, to tell her the truth of her secret identity. Had been watching from his private study window, which overlooked the staff exit. He saw the commotion. He saw Vincent Riley, his most trusted advisor, the prince had practically raised. And he saw Hannah, He saw her being physically dragged. He saw her humiliated, her face streaked with tears, pleading. He saw his own child, the secret princess of the palace, being thrown out like common trash. The shocking emotional weight of it. It's too much. The stress, the guilt, the rage. The king's secret hope, his quiet plan to finally connect with his daughter. It all shatters in that one horrific instant. He sees her disappear from view, cast out. And the king, he collapses. He clutches his chest, a stress-induced illness, a heart attack or a stroke, felling him right there. His last thought is of her. His hope, his redemption, is lost. This plot twist changes everything. Vincent thinks he just solved a corporate drama. He has no idea he just took out the king. The palace is thrown into chaos. Alarms. Doctors. Shouting. The king is gravely ill. And Vincent, when he hears the news, is rocked. He links it to the stress of the spy he just uncovered, feeling a twisted, sick sense of justification. He thinks the king's collapse is because of Hannah, not because of his own cruelty to Hannah. Meanwhile, Hannah Dixon is on a bus, heading where? She has nowhere to go. She is homeless, jobless, and completely broken. She's been humiliated and told she is worthless by the one man who, for a fleeting moment, she thought might be different. The love story is dead. Her life is over. She is just a cleaner who flew too close to the sun. The destiny of two people and of the entire kingdom now hangs by a thread. The king is dying. The secret princess is exiled. And the villain Vincent Riley is standing in the middle of the palace, believing he is a hero. He has no idea that the shocking truth is about to unravel and that his own redemption is tied to the very woman he just destroyed. The palace is in turmoil. The king's life hangs in the balance. Hannah is lost, and Vincent is in charge. Wow, what a heart-touching, no, a heart-wrenching mess. The stakes have just been raised to the absolute maximum. This isn't just about a romance. Anymore, it's about the fate of the crown. Hannah Dixon isn't on a bus. She's in a tiny, cold room provided for the dismissed staff, given 10 minutes to pack her meager belongings. She's numb. The emotional pain from Vincent's words worthless. Gutteries a physical ache. She's been humiliated beyond repair. This drama is over. She's just packing. A few worn-out clothes. A single photograph of her mother. And the one thing her mother left her, a unique, heavy locket. She's always worn it under a cleaner uniform, a heart-touching link to a past she never knew. She's never opened it. The clasp was rusted shut, or so she thought. It was just a comfort object, a memory. But in the shocking scuffle, when the guards grabbed her, one of them must have broken the chain, and the locket must have fallen. In her haste, she sees the clasp is ajar. It's not rusted. It was just tricky. Her hands are shaking. She's not even curious. She's just hollow. But she fumbles with it, and it springs open. Plot twist. It's not a picture of her mother. It's not an engraving. It's a crest. A tiny, exquisitely detailed, hidden royal crest. The king's crest. Hannah just stares at it, her mind unable to process. This can't be. It must be a coincidence. A trinket. A piece of palace memorabilia her mother found. But it's old, and it's real gold. Her mind flashes to the king's portrait in the Great Hall. It's the same crest. This secret identity. What does it mean? Her mother was a cleaner here, too, long ago. A love story? Here? It's impossible. But the locket is real. This surprise is too much. Too life-changing a handle on top of her dismissal. She clutches a locket, this impossible key to her past, and shoves it into her pocket. The guards are banging on the door. Time's up. She walks out of the palace. For the last time, a different person. She's not just Hannah Dixon, the humiliated cleaner. She doesn't know what she is. She holds a piece of her secret identity, a link to the king, to a past that's been erased. The drama of her firing is suddenly overshadowed by this shocking revelation. Her destiny is not be a cleaner. Her destiny is in this locket. This is a turning point for her. Vincent's cruelty was meant to destroy her, but it has inadvertently given her the one thing that can save her: the truth. The plot twist is exquisite. He threw out the secret princess, and in doing so, he forced her to find the proof of her own royal blood. She walks out the gates, the locket hot in her hand, the crest seemingly burning into her skin. She is still lost, still broken, but now she has a question, a life-changing question. Who is she, and who is her mother? The romance is forgotten. The redemption is forgotten. All that matters is this shocking secret daughter mystery. Vincent Riley should feel relief. He should feel victorious. The spy is gone. The palace is secure. Head expelled the threat. But he doesn't. He's sitting in his cold, luxurious office, and he can't get one image out of his head: Hannah Dixon's face. Her heartbroken, humiliated, utterly baffled expression. It wasn't the look of a guilty spy caught in the act. It was the emotional look of an innocent animal caught in a trap. It was too real. This guilt is a shocking surprise. It's eating him alive. He, Vincent Riley, is never wrong. But what if he was? That heart-touching kindness he saw her show the kitchen boy, the integrity with the watch. It just doesn't line up with the cold-blooded spy and the evidence. Driven by this gnawing doubt, this first flicker of his redemption, he does what he should have done in the first place. He investigates the rival. He decides to verify the evidence himself. He starts with the bank transfers. His contacts are deep. It takes him less than an hour. The offshore account? It doesn't trace back to Hannah. It traces back to a shell corporation owned by Lady Evangeline. Cold. He feels a cold dread. He checks the coded emails. The metadata shows they originated not from a burner phone, but from an IP address inside the palace, inside the rival's guest suite. Oh my God, the whole drama, the entire shocking thing. It was a lie, a complete vindictive, evil lie. He hasn't just been played, he's been a pawn. He wasn't a prince protecting his king, he was a jealous woman's weapon. He realizes with a clarity that is physically nauseating that he has destroyed an innocent woman. He didn't just fire her, he humiliated her, called her worthless, and threw her to the wolves. This plot twist is his life-changing moment of reckoning. The guilt is overwhelming. He thinks of her face. He thinks of her quiet dignity. He thinks of his own monstrous words. He is the villain of this love story. He, Vincent Riley, is the one who doesn't belong. This emotional avalanche hits him all at once. He has to fix this. He has to find her. He races out his office, his mind in a flat-out panic. He doesn't just want redemption, he needs it. He needs her to forgive him. He has to undo this. He has to find Hannah Dixon, the cleaner he wronged, and beg her for forgiveness. He has no idea that the truth he's just uncovered is only the tip of the iceberg. He's running, desperate, realizing he's destroyed the only truly good person he has ever met. He has to get to the king, to confess his shocking failure. He has no idea that his confession is about to collide with a destiny he could never have imagined. The drama is far from over. Vincent is in a full-blown panic. He's running. He's heading straight to the king's chambers, desperate to start his redemption, to confess his shocking mistake. He needs to tell the king he was wrong, that Hannah Dixon is innocent, that he is the one who failed. When he arrives, the scene is chaos. Doctors are everywhere. The king is gravely ill, slipping in and out of consciousness. Vincent is told to wait, his drama paling in comparison to the medical emergency. He paces the king's private study, an adjoining room, his guilt eating him alive. He's waiting for the doctors, his mind racing. Where is she? How can I find her? And as he paces, his eyes drift and land on an old portrait. It's not of the queen. It's a small, private painting of a woman he's never seen before, with a soft, kind face. A woman who looks familiar. A woman who looks like Hannah, and around her neck. It can't be. Vincent freezes. He steps closer. Around the painted woman's neck is the exact same locket, the one had seen Hannah Dixon wear every single day under her cleaner uniform. It's identical. The shocking plot twist hits him like a physical blow. The locket, the resemblance. The king's mysterious, all-consuming sadness. The king's collapse. When he saw her being dragged away, it all clicks into place with the force of a thunderclap. Who is this? He demands of a passing attendant, pointing at the painting. The attendant looks sad. That was Lady Alara, the king's true love long ago. She was a lady in waiting, a heart-touching love story. It was a terrible drama. She died, but there were whispers of a child, a secret daughter. Hannah Dixon is not just a cleaner. She is the king's daughter. She is the secret princess. And he, Vincent Riley, the king's most trusted man, has spent the last month torturing her, humiliating her, has just thrown her out. The king didn't collapse because of a spy. He collapsed watching his own child be abused. The surprise is life-changing. He's not just a fool. He's a monster. This is the ultimate secret identity reveal. The emotional weight of this realization is staggering. He has failed on every conceivable level. He failed as a man. He failed as an advisor. He failed the king. He failed her. His redemption just became infinitely more complex. He doesn't just need to find a cleaner he wronged. He needs to find the heir to the throne. He stumbles out of the room, a man broken and remade. He knows what he has to do. He has to find Hannah Dixon. He has to bring her back. And he has to destroy the rival who caused this. The love story and the palace drama have just become the same thing. Destiny has played its hand. That night, there is a major state dinner. It was meant to be postponed due to the king's illness, but the king himself, weak but resolute, insisted to proceed. He's propped up at the head table, pale, his eyes scanning the room. The drama is palpable. Lady Evangeline, the rival, is there. Of course she is. She's sitting near Vincent's empty chair, smirking, believing she has won. She has the prince and the power. She is the star of this palace. And then, in a shocking plot twist that stops the entire room, the grand doors swing open, and there stands Vincent Riley. He looks different. He's not the cold, arrogant man they know. He looks humble, broken, and filled with a terrifying, righteous fire. And beside him, clutching his hand, is Hannah Dixon. She's not in her cleaner uniform. She's in a simple dress, looking terrified but resolute. The entire room gasps. What is a servant doing here? Vincent Riley walks her to the center of the room. He stops the orchestra. He stops the emotional chatter. I have an announcement. His voice rings out clear and strong. The rival's smile wavers. Vincent doesn't look at her. He looks at the king. I have failed this crown, he says. I was blinded by lies. And then he proceeds to publicly expose the entire plot. He lays bare the rival's deception, the forged evidence, the cruel drama. He has receipts. He has the bank records. He has a confession from her assistant. Lady Evangeline is humiliated, her face a mask of shocking horror. It's a lie. She shrieks, but no one is listening. Vincent then turns to the king. I did this, he says. I believe these lies, and I cast out an innocent. I cast out the person who should be most treasured in this palace. He turns to the stunned audience. This is not just Hannah Dixon. He declares, this is Hannah Alara Dixon, the king's true daughter. The surprise is total. The silence is absolute. A secret princess? Her? The king's secret daughter? It's impossible. Hannah, trembling, looks at the king. The king, with tears streaming down his face, pushes himself up from his chair. He doesn't care about the politics, the scandal, the life-changing implications. He stumbles past the stunned nobles, his arms open. He doesn't stop until he reaches her. He takes her face in his hands, looks at her and whispers, Alara. He pulls his secret daughter into an embrace he's waited a lifetime for. The entire palace watches breathless. This heart-touching love story, a redemption decades in the making, is finally happening. Hannah Dixon, the cleaner, the secret princess, is home. But the romance has one last beat. Vincent Riley, the man who brought her back, watches, his heart breaking with shame and hope. The king has his daughter. But what about him? Destiny has been fulfilled. Or has it? The surprise is still settling over the room. A shocking, stunned silence. Hannah Dixon. No, Princess Hannah is being held by the king, her father. She is crying. He is crying, and it is the most raw, emotional, heart-touching moment the palace has ever witnessed. This drama is more real than any state affair. The king pulls back, holding the locket in his hand, the one she's now wearing. I gave this to your mother, he says, his voice thick. I thought I'd lost you both. It is a life-changing redemption of a love story long thought dead. And then a completely humbled Vincent Riley, the Prince of Power, the man who ran this palace, does the unthinkable. He steps forward. He drops to one knee, in front of everyone. He doesn't address the king. He doesn't address the nobles. He looks right at Hannah. His voice, once so cold and arrogant, is now broken and thick with emotion. Hannah, he says, and the name is a prayer. I don't deserve to even speak to you. I was a fool, he continues, his eyes locked on hers. I was arrogant. I was cruel. My words to you, they will haunt me forever. I didn't just fail you. I failed myself. I humiliated the best person I have ever known. He's not begging for forgiveness from a princess. He's begging for it from the cleaner he wronged. I don't care about your secret identity, he says, his voice cracking. I don't care that you are the king's secret daughter. He takes a breath. I fell in love with Hannah Dixon, the cleaner, the woman who showed kindness to a servant, the woman who had more integrity in her little finger than I had in my entire body. You taught me what true love and true worth mean. And I destroyed you. I know I don't deserve it. But, Hannah, can you ever forgive me? This is the ultimate plot twist. The romance isn't about a prince and a princess. It's about a broken man and the humble woman who saved his soul. Hannah looks at this powerful man, Vincent Riley, kneeling at her feet. She sees his redemption. She sees the emotional truth in his eyes. She sees the man who humiliated her and the man who saved her. And Destiny. Well, Destiny is smiling. She steps away from her father, the king. She walks over to Vincent. The whole room holds its breath. This love story. What's the ending? She looks down at him. And then she does something shocking. She kneels, too, right there on the floor. She takes his hand. Only if he can forgive me, she whispers. For what? He asks, confused. For not seeing the man you could be. It's a heart-touching true love moment. It's redemption, complete and total. The king watches, smiling. The cleaner and the prince. The secret princess and the humbled advisor. Their love story wasn't written in the stars. It was forged in fire, built on misunderstandings, and sealed by a plot twist of destiny. And that right there is the most life-changing romance of all. What a journey, right? Hannah and Vincent's story is the heart-touching proof that a person's true worth isn't found in their title, but in their integrity. It's a love story that teaches us redemption isn't easy, but it's always possible, and that destiny often forces us to break down to rebuild us stronger. The real plot twist wasn't that she was a secret princess. It was him realizing that the cleaner was always the most valuable person in the palace. If you also believe that kindness is the truest form of power and that everyone deserves a second chance, then you have found your place. This channel is for you. Subscribe and join our community of people who search for stories with meaning. Now, help this story find more people. Like this video as a sign of respect for Hannah's dignity. Even when she was humiliated. Comment below what was the one word that described Vincent the exact moment he realized the king was her father. And share this story with one person who needs to be reminded of their own true worth. And don't leave just yet. While you wait for our next story, know that our channel is a true treasure chest of emotional narratives just like this one. Explore our older videos and discover other life-changing journeys you might have missed. To make sure you don't miss any of the incredible plot twists we have yet to tell, hit that notification bell. You won't want to be left out of the next shocking drama we uncover.